Okay, so today we are doing sets. It's a recap. I have a first video on sets, but we are going to revise and solve more questions on sets. So first of all, in the first video, I taught you about what two sets is and three sets problem is. So in two sets, I said that a typical question can be given. So let's take an example and see how we would solve a question under two sets problem. So a typical example can be, in an examination, S students took geography paper and 3 candidates took physics paper. Given that 6 candidates took both papers, illustrate the data on a Venn diagram, and if the total number of candidates were 46, find X. So they are saying that in a class or in an examination, we don't know. And so in an examination, X candidates took a paper called geography. So the number of candidates that took geography, they are X. And it says that the number of candidates that took the paper, which is physics, is 3X, okay? And they are saying that if the number of people that took the two subjects, which is physics intersection geography, is 6, which means that the number of people that are reading both subjects. So here is where they intersect. So you write the 6 here. And it says that if the total number of students that took the two papers are 46, we should find the value of X. So now we are looking for the X here, which is the total number of geography. So we are finding X, which we don't know. So in this typical question, the first thing you should know is how to illustrate it on a Venn diagram. And I'm saying that the intersection means that the students are reading geography and physics. So where they meet, you can see that geography can be found here and physics can be found here. So where they intersect is where you write your 6. You are supposed to find your X. So you know that if the whole of this place is X, that's the total, the whole of this circle is X, then this portion only is geography only without physics. So it is X minus the 6. Okay, and if this portion, the whole of this portion too, is 3X, then here too will be what? 3X minus 6. So when you are done, the only thing you do is, you know that everything in here is equal to 46. So you see that X minus 6 plus 6 plus 3X minus 6 is equal to 46. Cancel each other. You know that negative 6 plus 6 will give you 0. So this will give you 0. So we get X plus 0 plus 3X minus 6, which is equal to 46. So from here, I can even say that just take the total of this, which is X, then add this and that to get 46. But you will come to wait. So when we are here, you know that X plus 0 plus 3X will give you, 4X minus 6 being equal to what? 46. So this minus 6 will come here. It will go to the other side of the equation sign. And since it is negative, it becomes what? Positive. So here will be 46 plus 6. So divided by 4, we divide by 4. So this cancels. We'll get X to be 46 plus 6 is 52. 52 divided by 4. What's the answer? I think it should be 13. So our X is 13. So in the second one, in the first one, we were told to find X. So let's solve another question and see how that one too will go. Okay, so in this one, it says in a class, the number of students studying French or history is 40. 20 students study both subjects, and the number of students studying French only is 10. Is 10 more than the number who studies history only? So this question is quite complicated. It says that in a class, the number of students studying French or history is 40. 20 students study both subjects, and the number of students who study French only is 10 more than the number of students studying history only. So that's the question, and that's the illustration to the question. So the question says that we should find how many students who study French. It says find how many study French, and the second one says that and how many study history. Okay, so let's try and represent it on the board. The number of students in the class, which is the union, is 40. And out of the 40 students, it says that 20 study both subjects. So 20 of the 40 study French and history. Okay, there are 20. And the number of students who study only French. So only French, you can denote it by French intersection history prime. So not history, only French. Or better still, you can say only French. Okay, is equal to 10 more than history. So 10 plus history. So we are denoting history by X. So the number of only history is what? X. So I'll come back to it. I was just writing it, but I'll come back to it. So this is the question. The question says that in a class of 40 students, so the universal number of union is 40. And you know that since it is a two-set problem, this is how it looks like. It says 20 study both subjects. So let's say here is French, here is history. Then they are saying 20 study both. So 20, where they intersect, both of them, here is where they intersect. So here will be 20. And it says that 10, it says that the number of only French is 10 more than that of history. So we don't know history, but if we get to know history, we add 10 to it to get what? French. Do you get it? So we have to denote history by an alphabet or a variable, which is X. So since now history has been denoted by X, we can boldly say here is what? X, because that's only history. Okay, so when we write here as X, then we can say that only French is what? 10 plus X. Do you understand? Then we solve it. So now we can start solving it. So to get the X, we would say that 10 plus X plus 20 plus X is equal to what? 40. Which means that everything in here, when we add them, we will get 40. Okay, then we group like terms. So X here, 20 and 10. So we will group 10 plus 20. Then we'll say X plus X is equal to what? 40. So this and this will add, and this and that will add. Okay, so here we get 30 plus 2x. X plus x, since there is a variable here which is 1, the coefficient here in front of the variable is 1, and here 2 is 1, so their coefficients will add. and we'll get to 1 plus 1 will give you 2. So 2x is equal to 40. So this 30 here will cross to the other side of the equal to sign. We get 2x being equal to 40 minus what? 30. Then we'll go 2x is equal to what? 10. We divide here by 2. We divide here by 2. We get x to be what? X to be 5. So that's a good one. That's a good one. Good job. Good job. Good. Okay, but this question is asking us to find the number of French and the number of history. So we are finding this French and that of history. So we know that everything in this circle is equal to that of French. So to get French, we know that the number of French is equal to what? The 10 plus the x plus what? 20. Do you get it? So now that we know the x, we put the figure of x in the equation. So we get what? 10 plus 5 plus what? 20, which is what? 35. Right? So that's for French. So you just write there for the number of Frenches. Then for history too, we say the number of history is the 20 plus the x, because this portion will give you history. So to get history, it is 20 plus what? X, which is what? 20 plus 5. Then we get what? 25. So that's it. Okay, so we are moving straight to 3 sets problem. 3 sets problem. You see now my Venn diagram is becoming bigger. We getting bigger every day. Okay, when back. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is it. So here I'm denoting it by alphabets. When I'm done, I'll explain what I'm doing. So let's say A, number of and number of C, capital. Okay. We don't know. And let's say X study the 3 subjects. Okay. So use alpha, beta, and lambda. Okay, let me use omega. So here minus x minus x minus x. Okay, so this is it. And let's see here the universal union, which we don't know. Okay, let me clean the question marks here because it will be defined. Okay, so this is a 3 sets Venn diagram. Okay, so when a question is given, we are going to represent it this way. Okay, we are going to represent it this way. So this is only A. Let's say A can be a course, and this is Canada. Okay, let's use America, Brazil, Canada. Okay, and these are only Americans, so we are using countries. This is only Brazilians, and this is only Canadians. Okay, this side is Brazilians and Americans. Sorry, Brazilians and Americans, where they meet. This side. So the whole of the side is Brazilians and Americans only. That's why I subtracted the x. Okay, and this side too is Americans and Canadians only. That's why I subtracted the x. And this side, which is the W, the omega sign, it is Canadians and Brazilians only. That's why I've subtracted the x. So sometimes they will give you Americans and Brazilians. So with that one, you have to subtract your 3 subjects or the 3 countries. So this x is the number of people in the 3 countries, or who are citizens in the 3 countries. So you have to subtract the x from the 2 countries they gave you so that you get only 2. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that we have something we call 2 subjects, and we have something we call only 2 subjects under 3 sets. Okay, so the 2 subjects I'm talking about is this, that, and this. So that's the alpha, the beta, and the omega sign. These are the 2 subjects. Okay, I'm just denoting it by this, but in a typical question you understand. So these are 2 subjects, but if you want only 2 subjects, you should subtract the x, which is the 3 subjects. So we assume that the 3 subjects can be found in the 2 subjects. So you subtract that one from the each and every one of them. So here becomes alpha minus x plus the beta minus x plus the what? Omega minus x. It looks like w, but it's not w. So omega minus x. So this is only subjects. Okay, that's one thing you should know. So you should know 2 subjects. You should know only 2 subjects. Okay, so now let's see how we can find the union when we are given this, that, and that. So when we are given the totals, which is the total number of Americans, the total number of Brazilians, and the total number of Canadians, okay, how do we find the universal? So the formula goes this way. It says that if you are given the total, add the totals. So the total year, and the total year, you add them, then you subtract the 2 subjects. Not only 2 subjects, 2 subjects. So the A, the B, and the C. Don't subtract the ones that you've subtracted the 3 subjects from it. When you subtract the x, it becomes only 2 subjects. So you subtract 2 subjects, which is what? The alpha, the beta, and the omega. So you add them, the total of them, then you subtract. Then you add the 3 subjects. And if there is anything in the Venn diagram but which is not here, maybe let's say there is an R outside, you add that R. So this is the formula. Do you understand? I'm saying that your total year, the total year, you add them all. That's it here. Then you subtract what? 2 subjects, not only 2 subjects. Okay, so you subtract 2 subjects. Then when you are done subtracting the 2 subjects, you add the 3 subjects, the intersection of the 3 subjects, which is this. Okay, you add it. And if there is anything outside the Venn diagram, which is R, you add that one too. Then you are good to go. Do you understand? Okay. So I would